Hello everyone! Yes, it is I, Olive Blade, and welcome back to my Wonderland. Oh, missed you all so much. I know it's only been just over 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but it's felt like a century for me. But unfortunately, the mistress known as life has had me in a tight grasp, and even though this month, the month of spiritual Halloween, and my birthday was meant to be a special one, let's just say the start of it has been a mess of bullshittery and unexpected events of disaster. Yes, I wish I could say I was kidnapped by the Halloween spirit or Sebastian. But no, alas, I have not. With that being said, let's get into this week's video, finally. And I have a very special fig to unbox this week. I know I feel like I say that every week, but this one is especially special. And that is the fairy tale Erza Scarlet 1/6 scale, the Kishi version by Orca Toys. So Kishi meaning night, and I actually got this on its original release date, which is quite a while ago, 2019. It's recently had a re-release. This is the original color, and I think they've brought out 3 other colors. We'll look at them a little bit later, but my favorite version is by far still the original because it's just got that rustic feel about it. I actually didn't pre-order this. I didn't think I was going to be able to get this because of the price, and then also the risque nature of it as well. It was definitely going to cross the border because at this point I really hadn't pre-ordered any figures. I was still very new to collecting, and this would be very risque for me. And of course the main reason I loved it is because it's my favorite character, Erza Scarlet. It looks so epic, rustic. She basically has 2 spears and a sword, and look at those boots, the pose. What more could you ask of a figure? She looks absolutely gorgeous, but it doesn't help that her breasts are both individually the size of her head. So let's just say convincing Mother Blade that I can get this, it was very, very questionable, and also the price as well. So her original listing, I remember on Ami was $350 AUD, and that didn't even include postage. Now, so I reluctantly didn't get her. So moving on to a convention that happened early that very same year. I went to actually after I saw an art exhibition of Escher. I really love his artwork, and it was so cool seeing them in real life. But I move on, that exhibition was finishing that day, so I saw that in the morning, and then I rushed to the convention. I don't think I've ever rushed to a convention as quickly as I did. I couldn't even cosplay this year, and I did arrive there. It was actually the first convention that I went by myself as well. I was going to bring some friends, but unfortunately they had plans that popped up in the afternoon and they couldn't make it. So I did quick rounds. I'm like, okay, I've loaded with cash, I'm just gonna go for it. And I didn't think I'll see anything I liked, but for whatever reason this was the best convention I had been to because I was up to date on all the figures I liked at the time. This is when the addiction of me stalking figures from series I love was started, and I was up to date, and I saw so many figures that I really wanted, and I was shocked that they had them all in stock here. It was just honestly mind-blowing. To top it off, so like it had prize figure of CL from Book of Atlantica just came out, and the store had like a special on, I remember that, and you know, because it's usually about $30, and they had like an all figures, prize figures, you know, for the next hour, like $19, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I picked him up. I also picked up, I still haven't unboxed her, I know, aren't I terrible, it's a Ruby RWBY Swan 7 scale figure, which I still haven't decided if I'm keeping, but that's another story. But that's such a gorgeous figure too, and so I bought those. I bought some soundtracks, and then I'm looking, because the thing is, I like to, except for that CL figure, I just like to look around at all my options, and then because if I have a really expensive thing that I love the most, then that is what I'm going to spend my money on. So when you have limited money, you're going to make sure to get the best with what you have. And so then I end up working my way down the back, and lo and behold, I see, I think it was, Japan Toys, something like that. They have a shop in Australia, and they had a store, and I saw that they had this Erza figure, and my mind was blown because it had a big price tag on it, and it was $319 Australian, because I knew that, you know, shop labels have to put like a price on it so that they make a profit. That's very understandable because it's making it accessible. But for whatever reason, this was like even cheaper than I could have imagined pre-ordering it. And I was just tossed between, oh, do I get it? Do I not get it? Do I look around and see something better? But I was just honestly, as soon as I saw that in the price tag, my heart knew. My heart already decided. Sorry, just a quick interruption here. I got an early birthday present from one of my friends. Shout out to Dash for this epic new unboxing knife. It actually is a Japanese bonsai knife. It's super sharp. It's so perfect. It just, without any effort, I can slice things open. And it honestly, the pattern on it looks like sakura flowers. So this is perfect. You all know I've been looking for a better knife that suits my style for unboxing. And yeah, my lovely friend got this for me. Thank you again. Now, moving back to my story. So my heart knew I had to get this figure even before I had decided, but I still had to think about it, and if I just can't bear to not go home without it, I'll come back and buy it, and it's probably meant to be. So I didn't have much time. I only probably spent an hour and a half at the convention, and it already started to close. So I thought I ran down the artist alleys. I think I picked up some cute Ghibli art. Oh, I did get the print of Sebastian as well. Anyway, they were closing, and I freaked out, and the worst thing happened. You know how lanes down in conventions all look the same? So I literally could not find the shop. I was freaking out. Some stores had already fully packed up, like some of the little blank spaces. I just completely freaked out. Would you believe it? I eventually found it. She hadn't been sold, and I'm just like, I whipped out my wall. I'm like, can I please still buy her? And they're like, yeah, of course. And they're like, oh, it's a lot of money. I'm like, you know, I couldn't tell them, like, this isn't steal for me. Like, it's still a lot of money, but in comparison to what I could have ordered her for, I was so happy. I bought her. They had to cut open 2 bags and sticky tape them together for me, which was very nice so that I could actually carry this. It was also the biggest haul I had to carry home. I had like, and I'm sure I can't find it, but there's a picture of me traveling home on the train, and I legit have like heaps of bags and the one big one, and I'm just like, oh my friends are like, oh my goodness, what have you done? And I'm just the happiest I could ever be. And I still haven't opened her. I think between moving house and all the busy times that I thought maybe I had to save her for a special occasion. But you know what? I needed to open her up. So, and she's already had a re-release. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous now. Which I'm glad they re-released her, and I think she's around the same price, which is really good, because weighing that up with the figures that you have to pay, like 1/7 now are averaging around 300 AUD dollars. And when you think about the simple figures you can get for that price, and this Erza figure, let me just tell you, oh my goodness, the details. Oh. Goodness, getting the plastic off this spear proved to be one of the most difficult things. Well, I say that, but don't speak too soon. It kept catching on all the spiky hair pieces, but once I got it off, look at that spear. And the difference between, like, you got the fluffy fur, this thing is covered in bandages. I don't know what it is. I love bandages, you know what I've previously said, but I just love figures with bandages, and you've got these like epic rustic bandages on Erza and the spear handle. But getting back to the horns on the top of the spear, the different the textures on this figure are just to die for. So many. And taking out the sword, I can even see it in the plastic already. This is like worthy enough to display by itself. Oh my goodness. And I didn't realize, but the little ring on the end is actually movable. Look at that. So epic. Ooh. I literally could not stop playing with it. This figure is definitely fully equipped with epic weaponry, and I've only brought out 2 of her weapons. Oh man. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure she has like a knife on her thigh as well. Yep, just if this figure wasn't cool enough already. Now bringing out the main spear, because I think this is often artwork. I cannot find the artwork for the life of me, which is frustrating, because I know this is a knight armor, a dragon knight armor, but I just can't find the picture. This is her main weapon, which looks like it's been carved out of a dragon claw. And look at her glove hand there. I'm glad that they've pre-attached this on. Just the sheer amount of details, paintwork and texture so far has been absolutely on point, extraordinary. I don't know what to say. This is just, oh, this is gorgeous. I just, look at these. Look how big they are too. The fact that she's 1/6 scale too. Be interesting comparing her to my other Orca toys. I have her Neko Orca toys figure, and I actually have her bunny one as well with the suitcase, but I haven't unboxed that one yet. I know, shocking, but I guess it's also a space issue. Now then, as I'm eagerly pointing there, let's bring out the piece of resistance, which of course is gorgeous Erza herself, top heavy and all. I'm also very happy with the hair color that they've done for her. Not too dark, not too light. Very, very nice shade of scarlet. I'm wrapping her. Oh, I'm so excited, and I've waited so long, and even after waiting so long, I'm so excited to unbox her, look at her. I know I did have a sneak peek, but I've never taken, as you saw, I cut the tape earlier, I've never taken her out of the box completely. The reveal! Oh my goodness. Wow, I just hurry up and take the plastic off, Olive Blade. Taking too much time. And I was a little bit confused because they had the belt there with the plastic underneath, and having similar issues to the spear, trying to get this off without, well, I guess trying to intentionally pull, even though this is a very sturdy figure. Every part of this figure is very sturdy, probably apart from the straps or getting a close look at her face and her necklace. Probably one of my favorite Erza faces. And I was trying to get a look at her necklace there. Yep, just her necklace. And even though you can barely see it, I was also having a look at her arm tattoo. Eventually got there, kind of. It's interesting, it's not a full color. They actually outlined the lion sides a bit more than the center, but it kind of adds to that rustic watercolor look of this epic, I'm gonna have to say, artwork statue. This is just the paint job. And then you've got a red bandage there on the arm. I'm like, oh, I don't want to snap anything, even though everything seems pretty secure, because you have her bikini top, bow at the back, her. Look at these epic boots. I kept the waist plastic around because the instructions that I did show earlier during my story stated that you don't take it off until later while you're attaching things. You've got her thigh bandage there, and oh, just I love the color of the brown on the boots here too, and how they have that weathered leather look. It's just, they really haven't skipped a beat with any detail this figure. I think it did get it delayed though, because I was like, I thought, oh, I'd never be able to have this figure initially. Oh, but I'm just putting out there, yes, the her visible, dare I say, nipple there. There's a little bit of paint that was pressed back from there, but you can barely notice it, honestly. And yeah, if anything, on the artwork they looked more prominent, which the prototype of this, which I'm glad they look less prominent in the actual finished figure. Now then, let's put it together. And spoiler alert, this proved to be very difficult. More difficult than I thought. Yes, so here's the painstaking process of me trying to put it together. So it took me a while to get it onto the belt, and even then it didn't seem like it fit in place properly. Not that it, takes away from it aesthetically, but I wanted to try to fit it in perfectly, like the perfectionist I am. And then after fitting it on the belt, I found out that I had to put it into her side thigh. And then it popped out of the belt, and I thought, oh damn, alright, well I guess I'll try to put it into her thigh first and then attach the belt onto that. But the peg was not fitting in well, and I really didn't want to have to shave it back with a knife. So after heating it up and being persistent, I got the blasted thing into her thigh, and then I had to reattach it to the belt, and this is as best as I've got it so far. So I don't want to touch it for fear that it'll come out of the belt. It's looking alright, but I won't lie, it's very, very annoying. And of course I had to play with the little ring thing again, and that is only the first part. I still have to put her on the base and the other 2 spears. So I'm thinking, okay, I can do this. This is simple, I can do this. And I won't lie though, even though it seems like she's got a tiny peg there, that just fits in pretty perfectly, and she's got a thick one on her boot. She's a very well balanced figure, and that just slid in. I felt like it could just sit like that, but the problem was trying to get her foot fitting flush with the base. So even though she's very secure there, even with the peg half, the larger peg on her left foot, half in, I wanted to try to get in fully, and there you go. I literally tried to bring it up a bit so I could push it in more, and it clumped out, and I was like, shit. Yep. Anyway, long story short, this is the best I got it. There's still a teeny weeny gap, but that is just gonna have to do. Oh, at least I haven't damaged anything yet. So I thought now's the best time to pull this off the belt. Still not touching the belt, although yeah, see, look, I can't. I just can't. So maybe onto the spear. And I don't know why I tilted it that way. It's not going to fit in that way. That's very unnatural. The spear slid in very easily. Too easily I had to pull it out and put it back in. I thought maybe I could push it in a bit further, but after playing around with it a little bit, this is how it fits in. See me wiggling it there. So that's as far as it fits in. And yeah, no, I don't think it's going to come out, honestly. Now, I thought, alright, well, we're about 80% together, and this should be easy. This is the worst bit. It's a very tight fit, and the only way to get it in, yes, I can't push it there, I had to twist it. Oh, and I cringed. I cringed then, but because of how I was frustrated, I wasn't thinking about it, but cringed. Looking back on this video footage, I am cringing by the sound of this. Oh, and yes, you bet, there is paint transfer. I'll get a close up in a second, but oh, my soul is crushing. This is, because it's such a beautiful figure. Why does it have to be so difficult to put this on? I guess because you need it tight enough that it's not going to slip off, so I do get that. That's probably the only option. But you can see the paint transfer. Thank goodness this is a rustic looking figure, and the paint transfer from the glove actually adds, or you can get away with it on the look. I cut a whole lot of footage of me readjusting where the spear is compared to the picture, because I just can't stand listening to it, honestly. Here I've got heaps of reference pictures, so I forgot where the part of the spear came out done. So if you see the hair here, you can maybe use this as reference to where the spear is, because the spear does have a little bit of a bend in it, so it took a while of me readjusting and lining it up for it to actually look in line. And after I just put it together, look, I decided to check up on my progress. Of course you have to come when all the drama is over. Little fluffy pants. He's been molting a lot lately. We've been having some brushing sessions and he's been loving it. But yeah, still a fur factory. No, but it's worth it, what can I say? What, do you want some food? He wanted a pat, but he thought about it. He just, yeah. He looks so sad there. And then he decided to clean himself, and I'm wanting to take some better shots of the figure now, but are you done yet? Yeah, he thought about it. Look at him. Oh, so cute. He's like a marshmallow, isn't he? No. Well, I had to put a bit more footage in there as it has been a while since he's joined one of my videos. Now, I decided to get some closer looks, even with him in the background. And, oh, look, he's got cat hair on it already. Nothing safe with him around. That's alright, he's adding his touch. He doesn't chew my figures. There's only once he did think about and try it, so I shouldn't fear that, though this is going into a cabinet. Now then, getting back to the gorgeous figure though, the black base, I didn't say anything, but not a single scratch on it. For whatever reason, a lot of bases, even brand new, have scratches on it. This, clean as. And it's just, I'm stunned. Even though the pain of putting it together, this is probably one of my favorite figures, I have to say, without a doubt. It's just breathtaking. And what better way to just show you instead of telling you, hearing the excitement in my voice, than showing a quick showcase. Well, it's not always quick, I always make them longer. Showcasing this figure's gorgeousness. Here we go! Figure scale comparison. Here she is next to 1/6 scale Beeful Erza, 1/8 scale Hakama version by Amakuni Hobby Japan, her first pop-up parade by Good Smile Company, and since they have announced her Nendoroid, so they don't have a prototype yet, but I'm waiting eagerly. Actually, Natsu is coming out at this month, I believe, so I thought I better use Shana because she'll be the best reference. But you know what? I think I need to give you a better reference. So, surprise! I have been wanting to do a display cabinet video because I got this new cabinet, but I have not been able to put it together yet. So here we go. I am showing you my updated Erza shrine, in which I managed to fit them all currently in here, apart from her bunny, which is on top, and the swimsuit Orc toy version. And what can I say? She definitely stands out from all of them, but oh, she just fits in the collection so well. I'm absolutely speechless. This figure is absolutely just, oh my goodness. The details are so gorgeous. What can I say? If you love Erza, this is definitely one you should put on your wish list because the details do not disappoint. Don't let the fear of putting this figure together prevent you from getting it because it's just, its presence. It's quite a large piece, but every part of it, the different textures, you've got the stone, you've got the smooth metal, the skin, the cloth, her hair, is just breathtaking, honestly. The anatomy sculpt is, I didn't talk about that before, but it is on point. Everything looks in proportion. It looks like skin. It's very gorgeous, and I just love all the finer details. The shiny versus matte finishes with the paint job, not to mention the color scheme balance. I actually just checked, And they released 3 new versions of this. One is a redone version of this original color scheme. From what I can tell, maybe some colors are a bit brighter. I think the tips of her hair, it's really hard to tell from the promotional pictures, but this would probably be my favorite. This is just my personal opinion. And then they've released 2 other versions, one with balancing a black bikini top, and then another one which is balancing a red bikini top. Now, second choice, I'd have to say the black bikini, and then the red one, I don't like this the least. I just think the colors are too bright, and it just takes away. It makes it feel like, I don't know, a new pro wrestling outfit kind of vibe, which it's not my vibe, but if you like that, then there's that option at least. But yeah, no, the original one probably is my favorite. Now, if I could find a print of that original artwork, I would I feel like I need to have that next to this. But oh my goodness, what can I say? This figure is so special, and to think that I looked at getting this near the beginning of my anime journey, and I'm now unboxing it now, where I'm pretty much in my knees deep in this hobby, still hyped and in love with everything, and what can I say, it's just incredible, and I'm so happy to have this in my collection. Thank you so much if you got this far in the video. Sorry again for the delay, but thank you so much for waiting patiently and understanding. Be sure to look after yourself, take care, treat yourself, very important. Stay safe, enjoy the spooky season, and I will see you again soon, hopefully next week. Take care, bye!